right, block 2. So we're going to go to assignments, and those of you that have just gotten your school laptops, you are going to see a lot of assignments from the beginning of the year up to now. Please do not worry about those. You did them in packets, okay? You did them in packets. So you're going to worry about the ones that start with Monday, September 28th. Okay, Washington regions. Those are the different areas in our state. They are very unique and different from each other based on climate, weather patterns, their geographic features, landforms. Our state is very diverse that way. Now, I'm going to open up Tuesday, and this is what you will see. It says, open the assignment and find the Washington state map. You will label the features in the box using either the draw or the text boxes, and I'll show you how to do that. You're going to also scroll down on that page and read the facts about each region that you will use for your research paper. So you'll click here and it opens up the assignment where you're going to see the map I was referring to, and it gives you directions. Draw and label the following. So let me do the first one for you. When you are on your laptop in your assignment, does everyone, you can just nod if you see it, shake your head if you don't. Do you see where it says edit notebook? Now, if cameras are on, I can see if you're on task earning points for your Pokemon egg to hatch. Edit notebook, edit in browser. Thank you, Lily. Now, this gives you a couple of ways to do this activity. You may use the draw button, which is always kind of fun. Click draw, and I'm going to start here with the Columbia River. And since it's a river, I'll choose blue. We've learned that Columbia River comes out of Canada, flows through into the Cascade Mountains, through the Columbia Plateau, and along the bottom of our state, which separates Washington from Oregon and out to the Pacific Ocean. Now, nobody should be working on this. I want you to just watch and listen. I can even go over to my list and cross it out. I'm done with Columbia River. I don't have to add a text box and label it, okay? Now, if I don't get rid of my draw, I'm going to keep having a blue line on my assignment. So I have to go right over here back to my pointer button and click my pointer button, which allows me now to add a text box. I need to label all 5 regions. The first one by the by the Pacific Ocean is the coastal region. So I can double click and get a text box. I can even drag that text box around. And now I can write in coastal region. And when I click away from it, it leaves my text there. Okay. The next region is the Western Lowlands. So I'm going to put a text box there and label Western Lowlands. Text box. If I hover, you'll see the text box, but it just leaves the words there. Now, You have lots of resources that you have gotten over the last couple weeks with maps where all of these natural physical features and landforms are on those maps to help you. Here's the other thing. There is no shame in Googling. So if you want to, you could even Google Washington State maps and look for these features right here and then be able to label them on your assignment. Okay? Now, here's the other part that's very important. When I scroll down on the page, you're going to see another map, but the most important thing about this one is it lists each region. It also gives us good information about each region. It tells us what the land is like, what landforms are famous in that region, what are some cool, interesting facts about the region, as well as what jobs or industries are found in that region. You will use this along with another resource. Some of you in the packet, you picked up, there's a Nat Geo, National Geographic for Kids, plus the Washington Studies Weekly, the big long paper, all about the regions that you can use for this assignment. Miguel, go ahead.
Wait. Doesn't let me go up. What? Yeah. On the top.
Hi, David. Yes. Miguel, go ahead.
On the top. Like, do we have to label like all the other parts?
Yes. So these things here in the box that I've highlighted yellow, you're going to label all of these things on this map, either with your draw feature or a text box. Now, if you don't remember where they are, what could you do? Google it. Google Washington State maps. You can also go back through some of the information or packets and papers that you've picked up over the last couple of weeks where you still have maps in your resources to use. So you absolutely have permission to Google a map. It's not cheating. Okay? Now, today's assignment is labeling this map. But what I need you to understand is the rest of today and tomorrow, you are going to pick one of the regions in our state, coastal region, Puget Sound lowlands, Cascade Mountain Range, the Rocky Mountain region, or the one where we live, Columbia Plateau. And you're going to do this. Let me show you what it looks like. So I go back to assignments. And for Wednesday, and I put it on early so you could start working on it today. When you open this one has the research paper. It has facts that I just showed you and a paper, a blank Word document where you can write the information that you have gathered. Here's what it looks like. Washington State Regions Research. Choose one region from Washington State. Give me a description of the geography, such as what rivers, lakes, mountains, plains, desert, forests, etc. are part of that region. Okay. Then you're going to describe the climate. What is the weather pattern like? Does it get really cold in the winter and really hot in the summer? How much precipitation do they get in that region? Then describe the major business or industry or economics of that region. So in other words, what different things do many people in that region do to earn a living? What jobs are available? What things are made there? For example, in the coastal region, since it's up against the ocean, there's a big fishing industry where people go out in big fishing boats and they fish for different, basically seafood that we buy and sell to stores for us. Ariana, go ahead.
Do you mean in Clallam Bay or another part of Washington?
Well, coastal region is the whole western side of our state up against the Pacific Ocean. Oh. So it's probably in that region.
Oh, yeah. I used to go down there and see a whole lot of people fishing.
Yeah, so you might choose coastal region because you're familiar with it. You get to pick whatever region you want to tell me about. These are the things from this page that you're going to tell me. And then last one, what other facts do you want to tell us about your region? Anything you find interesting. Now, listen to me carefully. Again, no shame in Googling. This is a research project, so if you want to look up, let's say you choose Columbia Plateau because that's where we live. Maybe you look up interesting facts about the Columbia Plateau. Or tell me about the Columbia Plateau in Washington State. And you can find interesting things that you can write up on your paper. So this page tells you what you have to put into your writing. Make sure you refer to this so you know that you've covered everything. Then here's another resource that I just showed you that gives you information about each one. So land features. The coastal range has rainforests. The Olympic Mountains, they get a lot of rain. It's very wet there. If we go over here to the Cascade Mountain Range, high volcanic peaks. They have glaciers. They have volcanoes like Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, Mount Adams. The economy. In the Cascade Range, they have large seaports and manufacturing companies. Have you ever heard of the Boeing company? They make big airplanes that you ride in when you travel. That's right here in our state. And it's located right here in the western or Puget Sound lowlands. And so one of the most important or famous parts of the Puget Sound lowlands would be to mention the Boeing company, and they build big 747 airplanes that people ride in when they travel. So that's something you could add to your writing. Now, Monday, you also got information in that big Washington Studies Weekly about each region. Refer back to that. I'll also show you something else. So if you're going to, you don't really have to edit this. This is just for you to gather information on your research. Okay, I'm going to stop and take a breath. Is there anyone that has a specific question about so far on where to get your information for your region? Is everyone okay? Now let me, Ariana, go ahead.
What does it do? Like the paper.
Oh, it's not due until next week.
Ah.
You've basically got like a week to work on it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I want you to do a good job on this. Good 4th grade writing. If you want to add other details that I didn't ask about, do it. If you want to insert little cool pictures or images into it, do it. Now let me show you where you will put your work. See right here where it says, let me make it bigger. Right here says student work. When you click on student work, I've given you a blank Word document that you can type on. You'll go to edit document. I would edit here, and remember it automatically saves things for you. So if you work on it for a little while and you're typing away and then you have to take a break or go to class, you can close that and it will save your work until you go back to it. So when I click to edit it, I now have this blank document that I can write all of the important things about the region I chose. So maybe I want to title this Coastal Region Research Project. You can call it whatever you want. You can change the size of your font. You can change the type of font. Don't get carried away on that. Focus on the good information. Your one suggestion I would give you, when you are looking at things like this, I would have my notebook, my spiral notebook, and a blank piece of paper and take notes in it. Write down things about my region. And then when I am ready, I go back to my student work page, edit document, and then I can start typing up the stuff I'm going to tell Ms. Kangas about my region. Okay. Miguel, do you have a question?
I forgot.
I'm sorry, buddy. You were being so patient and waiting. If you remember, you just unmute and let me know you remembered, okay? Ariana, go ahead.
Can we add like where if there's national parks or trails in our region, can we add that?
Absolutely. That last bullet, what I mean by bullet is this right here. These little black dots. This one is, what is another fact you can tell us about your region? Anything you thought was interesting. So you can add any cool facts you want to. Now let me show you real quick before we're done recording so everyone can re-watch this. When you are in your editing, if you wanted, you could maybe add a picture into your project. You go right here to insert picture. And I might say from if it brings up Bing, that's just a like a Google search. So I might even put in coastal region on my online picture search. And what it does is it gives me lots of cool pictures that I could put in my project. So maybe I'm going to put this picture because it shows the land right up against the ocean, just like the coastal region. And watch what happens though. Sometimes it puts it in really big and I have to make it smaller. So if I don't want my picture to be too big, I can click on these little circles and drag it and make it a different size. Okay? So whichever region you choose, you will be able to add pictures to go with your information. Again, you go to Insert, choose Picture, and then Bing. Bing is like Google. And when you do that, it brings up lots of picture choices. I like to use the search bar because I can search specifically for a picture I need. Okay? All right. Now, let me unshare. And I'm going to bring you back over here by me. And I'm going to stop recording now. If anyone has other questions after class, you can always send me a chat and I'll be able to answer those.